There's no way to know which is which. Ah! Okay. Okay. Oh, Artemi, we ruined your we ruined your herb slots. I was going to collect herbs. Now I have to get my inheritance first or something. Or maybe I could solve it with... No, that was a weird plan on my part. Okay, hold on. That's an herb. I don't feel like I thought this through last time. Okay, well that's always fun. I mean, I could always drop the other pair of gloves in front of my house again or something. I'm right there still. So I guess that would be pretty easy. Okay. Right. Interesting collection of things. Okay. Should probably get... Okay, that's... Alright, that's enough slots for herbs. So I distinctly remember checking on today before and there being nothing. That doesn't kick in as an option till later. I'm not entirely sure what day. I know it works on day 5 and doesn't work on day 2. Where is that coming from? Ah. I'm gonna be permanently infected, but that just means I need tinctures more than ever. So I'm gonna want to keep my immunity like high even when I'm not in infected districts to slow the rate of growth. I assume that's still true in 2. I know in 1, higher immunity would slow the rate at which the infection grew in your body. So, it's important. Love the little, almost makes you feel like, it's like chittering, but like glass-like. The sound that the Suivri makes, I love it. Always feels, that's pretty. It always feels like soothing to me. Suivri makes me so happy. Spike, my friend. That's why I have it tattooed on my arm, I suppose. It's a good way to evoke Pathologic and symbolize Artemi and Murky. figure it's better to collect herbs now than later, since time's still passing slower than it will be. Though I'll still have to collect it later. This is going to take so wait. Oh, this is going to be so brutal. I'm genuinely pretty confident about my ability to pull off saving everyone in this game when I play it these days. But the joy of doing a challenge run like this is I have no real idea what to expect again. This is going to be so intense and just brutal. It's going to absolutely suck. Ah, there's the sweepery. Having a little bit of trouble telling exactly what direction some of the buzzing is coming from. I'm probably missing some herbs. Okay. I guess I could wait till Murky transports me out to collect all these herbs. Yeah, okay. The sad pup there was Lane, and the kitten dismayed. Just a couple of pitiless creatures. I don't remember the rest. Do you? Yeah, your singing is wrong. It's a couple of pitiful creatures, not pitiless. I'm singing it right. Why are you so sad? It's so cruel that people can't rest in peace, even after death. Whose sins are we punished for? Why does the soil push out old Burach? What? They tried to bury him twice already, but the earth won't take him. It pushes the body upwards. That means he's got something left undone in the world. It was a debt. He was a man of obligation. What debt? I don't know. It's just, he carried too heavy a burden. He failed to do something important because his life was cut short. You people say that if the ground doesn't take him, they'll burn him as the old right demands. It's horrible. Alright, stay here. No need to follow me.
God sees us from beneath the earth. Where do You think he's in heaven? He's down below.
I love her. I love you. Okay, hello, I love you. You know why the earth won't take him? I'm all ears. Some people are weavers. They make connections. Others are cutters. They rip things apart. Your father, he was a cutter. You burahs are permitted to, aren't you? You're important among the locals. Privileged. As a faithful surgeon, he would cut apart a living, breathing town. Or even tear it to shreds with his hands alone. A violent man. How do you even know? You've only been here for a few days. But I do, because I know people, and I know how to listen to them. I know how to connect. But your father was a cutter. He demolished the whole mycelium. Mycelium? What does that have to do with anything? A human mycelium. The mycelium of a town. He believed it was all intergrown wrong. That's just like you surgeons. If a fracture fuses wrong, you just break it again, and sever the tissue too. Who does that? I do it all differently. So you're no surgeon then? I'm not. I don't work with bones and meat. My expertise has to do with more delicate things. Souls, feelings. You wouldn't understand. Right, how would I? Could use starting to collect stuff like straight razors. But I'll come back for that. I'll get the inventory expansion.
Deep beneath Earth's skin, everything is true, and nothing is permitted. Defy her not.
We shall speak later. We have much to talk about. Not here. Did you come to pay respects to my father? I have paid my respects already. I came here to watch you, to see what you do. I wait for your word, Imshin. Then I shall give you mine. Why can't they bury him? They will tell you. Then you will reply. I watch. Yippee, Aspity. Imshin, brave man, strong in his spirit. How fares your kind, Imshin? Bait Haran, for he has come to pay last respects to his father. We have too. Be'Allah, thank you. Why is my father still unburied? Bait Haran, Umshe is at the threshold. The loss is great. I need to speak, to say the words correct. Observe the rite. I've come to pay last respects to my father. Why do I see this sight? Hodo, Hara, Burach Esagar carried a great burden. Oh, the great debt! Who is to take his duty upon himself? Before the eyes of the kin and the earth, this is what I have to say. I, his son, accept his duty as my own. The sky is my witness. A bow for you, Imshin. The first blood, yours. Behara. Imshin is a man, a brave man. Here stands Saba, Sabda, Ubste. You have accepted his duty. Now come into the inheritance. Saba will show you the way. Berate Khan. Thank you. Just guessing with the kin language stuff. have this item. This is for you. Huh, unexpected. Do you like the item I've given you? Will you find any use for it? I don't really know what you need. I chose randomly. We don't know you very well yet. What do you want in exchange? It doesn't matter. All that matters is that there was an exchange. You give me something of yours and receive something of mine. All items are charged with bits of your warmth and life. Give me whatever you want. To others, give what they want. They won't ask a lot. So if you share generously and give more than is asked, the town will remember that. It's just a token, after all. A tradition. I know this tradition. You'll get to know us better. We'll get to know you better. Our town is like a family. You have returned. Now, please help us remember, accept, and maybe even love you. I'm saying it on behalf of everyone. Beala Masagun, please relay my gratitude to them. It makes me so happy. It makes me so happy. This game makes me so happy. I love this game. With this, I give you some of my hope. We have no doctor now. Who will help us? Who will treat our injuries or deliver children? You're a surgeon. You can do all that. So have some of our hope. And hope often leads to love. I share with you some of my grief, because it's all I have for now. I'm sorry, Basagan. The chills. It's just this game. I played 300 hours of it, and I don't get tired of it. I love you all. You are a brave man, Imshin, a true son to your father. I rejoice as I watch you. The Chetenge, the kin, shed tears of pride and delight as they watch you. I'm afraid we shall bear your burden together, Imshin. Your father helped me. I helped him. I shall help you too. In you I see him. I always act first and think later, Rechene. Got the scars to prove it. Your father was a wise man, but he wasted not his time on doubting. He acted instead of brooding. That's why his works were great and many. He who lives cautiously, pacing circles in his own head, spares himself, but wastes those he loves, and those who love him. I did the right thing. This is what my heart tells me. Follow me, Imshin. You are now to come into your legacy. I love that dialogue about pacing circles around your own head. As someone who has always had a lot of anxiety, that speaks to me in a very deep way. Like, Artemis' whole arc about choices and the way the ending screen for him in Pathologic Classic, where he's like, the warden will make the decision best directed by his conscience. What happens next is of no great importance. The idea that what happens next doesn't matter, not because you don't care about what you did and don't care about the outcome, but because when you make a choice out of love, you made the right choice, even if the outcome isn't what you wanted. Because we don't have full control, but if you just try, then you made the right decision. And it just makes me want to cry all the time. Because I love this game and the story and these characters.
Can you smell yesterday? I can.
I am sorry about Isidore, but we have not the time to grieve. It is what matters. You are now to take your father's legacy. Take it, mind, not come into it. What do you mean we have not the time? I've got all the time in the world. You have 10 days. Trust me, I foresee 10. Bechara, great troubles, Echayud, are upon us. Death already nests in 4 houses. Soon it will crawl about upon the town, decimate it, then have it. The wise say, the sky is falling. Where will you hide when it pins you down? What kind of chayud? I know not, but be it war, rebellion, plague, or simple misfortune, who cares? You have greater things to worry about now. Like what? Here, I'm giving you his udhar, his warm vessel. He gave it to me on the eve of his last holiday. Must have presaged the evil that would befall him. Why you? I am Sabo Stay. I sense the will of earth. Your father made me, named me, trusted me. Really weird thought popped in my head, but when we name all the Shabnak and give them throats, give them voices, is she saying Isidore did something like that for her? I don't know. I still feel like I don't fully know who Aspity is after all these playthroughs. Because in the first game, there's all these weird implications about her. Like, she seems like... What did she do? There's dialogue that you can find where she talks about how children used to call her the nail. And there's a point with Clara where she says, stop it. Are you trying to bewitch me? Would you like to see how I do that with creatures like your little self? Careful, Clara, you may go missing. And it's so sinister, but Saba generally does not seem to be an evil character. She's very cruel to Danelle and whatnot, but she's not. So what is her deal? I need to play Pathologic Classic like a bunch more times and figure it out. I'm so curious. I suppose I will trust you too. I'm giving you his uzkhar. It's yours now. You are the thing, as are the things inside. Now, the money. It's a light purse, isn't it? Your father didn't care much for money. Okay, you said I would take my legacy, but not come into it. What did you mean by that? To take someone's obligations. Word is not enough. To come into a legacy taking things is not enough. Your father's bequeathal is more than merely material. What else then? His fate, his place in the kin, in our hearts, and in our follies. This game's dialogue. I can't replace him. There is now emptiness where he once was. Who is to fill it? Who will heal the sick, tell truth from lies? Who will who will plumb the depths? Only a minchu can cut a body. Only a minchu can piece the unknown. Who will draw the lines? I should care about any of that. I only want to find my father's killer. You are wrong. Look at the items I'm giving you. Open the udkhar and touch those items. Yippee! There they are! Hello, my friends! Breaking my voice. Hurrah! I never met Sticky in this playthrough, which is funny. Oh, I love them all. They're so good. I love them all. I love all of you. You're such... Aww. I love this game. This game. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Day one, just like nothing really happens, just setting stuff up. Once I get into day two, I just fall in love to such a degree.
I see you in plain might.
Do any of these items seem familiar? What are they? We've various kinds of twire, herbs. Why would you leave me herbs? He used to make herbal medicine, tinctures to cure any malady. He was a minchu, a knower of connections. He saw which things sing in unison when joined. That's what the lines are, even if you say you need not this knowledge. Himshin. You speak differently, more like a normal townsperson. I thought you were one of the kin. You are to come into your inheritance, Imshin. I change for you. Take root on your path. Haire, Di. Thank you for this. Thank you. Anyway, who are the people listed on this piece of paper? Closer. Let my tired eyes see it. The names of local children. Han is what they call the kind boy. Capella is the daughter of the master. May he choke on his name. But I know not why Isidore listed them. I know some of these children already. Which ones? Murky's an orphan. She lives by the railroad. He did pay much attention to these children, spent most of his final days with them. They followed him like calves that trailed after a cow, or oxen pulled by a yoke. His last days, you say? Wait, that's a lead I can follow. You think one of them has something to do with his death? Doubtful. They're still just children. Then again, children hold so much power in this town that it wouldn't surprise me. But they loved him. They did. No, I believe it not. I can also see something else on that list. An eighth item. Some sort of sigil. Does it also refer to a child? This is a brand for marking bulls. But brands of the kin often have specific meanings. Behara, this one is Uderg. Tough to parse. It means something like a big body or a special body. A body that contains a lot. But I'm not sure. It may be just a sigil. Who can interpret this for me? I am your father, not Rubun. I can instruct you not. You are to learn on your own. Speak to people. Most of all, speak to those who knew your father well. That is how you may come into your legacy. What do you mean? In this place, you must come into your legacy through action, not mere words, by showing you understand the contents of the vessel. Follow your father's trails. Learn who he was. Find yourself a fate like a good wife, Imshin. Your wife. Sounds good, but...
Better not to ask. Silence is golden.
Follow his trails, Imshin. Then you will know what kind of man he was, and what kind of man you are to become. Do you know what kind of man he was? Your father was a minhu. He was respected for it. He was respected because he was a doctor. More than that. Fine, and also because he was a just and dutiful man. He knew the lines. What lines? Lines represent the paths between things, the links that connect them, the laws that govern our lives. Between evil sky and kind earth is a line. The veins of our lifeblood are lines. A line carries the inevitable retribution for evil deeds. Family ties, the way children reflect their parents. Those are lines too. Father used to say that lines referred to anatomy. That as well. He knew how a body is composed because he knew the lines. He knew how a kidney links to an herb, so he could brew a curative tea from it. He knew how one herb linked to another. He knew how to draw a knife or to cut a body, but bring no harm. I see. Now hear me well, Imshin, for my next words are crucial. This first couple of days will be hardest for you. You will find yourself surrounded by lines innumerable. Some you must tear apart, others follow, others still cut yourself. Only thus will you reach the end. And I feel that end is nigh. Hence me saying that you will only come into your legacy if you follow his trail. Do what he used to. All you Burachs are alike, men of action. I have told you all I know, Imshin. Be on your way now. Farewell, Sopa, and thank you. Be Allah. May your kind Faden.